Hi, this is David Richardson, VP of Product here at Lookout, here to tell you about our latest innovation, smishing and executive impersonation protection. We've all been bombarded with SMS messages, whether it be package delivery scams, political fundraisers, or impersonation scams. Executive impersonation scams are on the rise. These are attacks like impersonating the CEO of an organization in order to extract some credentials or sensitive data or monetary benefit out of the organization. And these types of attacks have been targeting businesses both big and small. These days, SMS is actually a more common delivery mechanism than email for phishing attacks. And the click through rate is actually 10 times higher. That means when you send someone an email phishing attempt versus an SMS, you're 10 times more likely to fall for the SMS phishing attempt. And if you think about it, this makes sense, right? Email sort of goes into a back burner. You've been trained on how to spot email phishing attacks. You know to like look at the sender address that it came from. You can take your time. Email's not urgent. Email is consumed at a slower pace. But SMS messages, these are urgent. You're consuming them on a small screen. And as an organization, you have less layers of protection that are put in place. There's no organization out there that wouldn't enable some kind of anti-phishing, anti-spam email capability, yet almost no organizations have any protection in place for SMS messages that are being delivered to devices. And attackers know this, and they've moved on from email to SMS as the primary way in which they're targeting their victims. And these kinds of attacks, whether it be smishing attacks or executive impersonation attacks, these are often the first step that an attacker will take to compromise credentials and ultimately get inside your organization to perform ransomware or some sort of data exfiltration attack. And that's precisely why we're launching smishing and executive impersonation protection. Smishing protection automatically examines all the links that you receive from any unknown sender and marks anything as junk that contains any phishing or malicious content. In addition to this, it alerts the organization so that the organization can be aware of coordinated attacks against the organization. Our executive impersonation protection actually takes this a step further. We actually look for impersonation attempts against key individuals at your organization and warn the user and mark these as junk automatically. In addition to launching this capability for both iOS and Android, we're also launching the ability for administrators to get insights into what attacks are being targeted at your organization. So, for example, say 50 of your employees all receive a similar text message impersonating your CEO, all from the same number at the same time in the last 15 minutes. How would you know? You might eventually have one or two users report this to you, take a screenshot and send it through whatever reporting mechanism. But thanks to Lookout's reporting capability, you could actually be alerted in real time exactly these 50 employees received that text impersonating that individual with timestamps associated with each of those. And you can actually leverage our mobile risk API to feed these insights directly into your security operations center. So by leveraging our new smishing and executive impersonation protection capabilities, organizations can proactively avoid targeted attacks aimed at their organization. And thanks to our reporting capabilities, you can also spot coordinated attacks against your organization and take decisive action to prevent an attempt at stealing credentials to becoming next week's headline-making breach.